All right, welcome to episode 5 of our podcast. We talk in New York. We're back. It's been a while, but we decided that we want to wait till some stuff happens. But it's looking like this is going to be probably our Stadium Series recap. But first things first, Brian, how you doing, buddy? How's everything going? How's life?
Hello, Matthew. I'm good. So let's kick this off with a bang, shall we? How you feeling
Yes.
about that?
You wanted to
So
explain yourself or something we posted on
yes,
our socials. So why don't you
yes.
go ahead and
So
start off with that?
let's let's give a little backstory here, right? So last week was the Stadium Series. Really, really, really cool event, by the way. Like if you haven't been to one of those and they host one in your hometown, definitely go to that shit. It was cold as fuck. There were a lot of people. It was very busy, but it was actually really cool. I really enjoyed it. I shot a hockey puck for the first time, or whatever you people do.
Still too
Really,
funny.
really terribly, really, really terribly. But that was the first time. There was no, of course, there's no video of me actually sinking. Well, not sinking, but there's no video of me hitting the three that I did the second time around. But that's besides the point. So listen, let's break down something that's been bothering me now for not just the past week, just recapping in my brain, but as Matt knows, and if you've watched the podcast for any sort of amount of episodes, for a while now, what's been really bothering me is the Islanders' inability to maintain and win games after the second period, right? I've talked about it before. So on the way out, all right, first play, practically one of the first plays of the game, the Rangers come out the other day. Goal, right? One shot, one goal. And all the Ranger fans are like, "Oh, Sorokin, he can't block shit." I was like, "Shut the fuck up." By the way, Islander fans, we were very outnumbered there. Where the fuck were you? But that's besides the point, right? Then the Islanders go on what I thought was a really, really solid run. They go up 4-1. And they're going into the third period. I don't remember what the score was going into the third period, but I remember
4-3.
sitting
It was
four.
4-3.
Okay, 4-3. I don't remember. Whatever. So I remember saying to my cousin Anthony, Matt knows Anthony. Anthony's really fucking annoying. He just doesn't shut the fuck up, right? And he's like, "Yeah, scoreboard." The whole game, dude. He was chanting scoreboard, scoreboard, right? I'm like, come on. He was like, "Yo, put your backup goalie in. Shesterkin's washed. He sucks. He's overrated." He was just talking mad shit. So I said, listen, and this is something that I've said to you too. You've been to a game this year together, and I said this to you. I was like, it doesn't matter. What's going to matter is how the next 20 minutes plays out, especially the last 10. And very, very quickly, it became evident that the Islanders were unable to hold the lead again. And on the way out of this, so they blow the lead. Rangers tie the game. Big deal. Islanders get the point. You go into overtime, and then the game was over. Like I, I blinked. Like I could have sneezed, and the game was over. Like if you weren't paying attention, it was like that, right? Done. And everyone's like, I don't know, complete pandemonium. They have a replay at the end. It was just a clusterfuck, right? On the way out, I made a video that for us, we got a lot of views on that. I think it was close to 2,500 views, which is pretty good because we're just two idiots making a podcast. But I was frustrated, and I was frustrated at Sorokin. Of course, I was frustrated at the Islanders and the defense. And no matter what, hang on a second, let's get specific, shall we? No matter what, But no matter what, yeah, this is the video in the background, guys. Excuse that for a moment. No matter what Stanley Shesterkin says,
Oh
which
God.
how nice of you, Stanley, to use a grown man's last name as your user handle, but that's besides the point. I listen. I understand the fact that it wasn't solely Sorokin's fault. I get that the defense was, you know, just as much at fault. I get there were late penalties. I get people weren't executing and doing what they were supposed to do. I get Mayfield is getting rubbed, wiped across the floor here. I understand all that. But why I'm frustrated is at what point do you hold the goalie accountable? Because you're not going to be able to give up 6 goals in a game and win. And like, I get it. It was a very high scoring game, which I was a little surprised at. Maybe it was like the sun and like, especially in the beginning of the game, there were a lot of back and forth quickly. Maybe it was just the sun or whatever it was throwing them off. And like, again, I'm not, but the Islanders have 14 overtime losses this year. Why aren't they closing out the games? I want to know how many of those 14 games they were winning in the third period with less than 5 minutes left. Because they were winning this game by 2 goals with 7 minutes left. It should have been an Islanders win. They were playing aggressive. They were taking a lot of shots on net. They looked really, really good. They looked aggressive. Everything that we want them to be, they were. And then they just couldn't hold on again. So, Matthew, at this point, I refrain back to you on this. At what point do we actually hold the goalie accountable for 14 overtime losses and stop blaming everyone else?
Listen, I mean, it's really hard to blame Sorokin for a lot of this. I mean, yeah, he's given up during this stretch of like just pure sadness for fans, I guess you could say. It seems like he's been giving up like soft goals that I would say you probably should save, but then most of the time it's just bad defense. So it's really hard to hold Sorokin accountable because it's also Varley. He's not doing so well. I mean, we just like last night we watched him in St. Louis and he wasn't that good. He was sharp for some of the game, but those 32 seconds where they gave him 3 goals in a row, like that wasn't. I wouldn't say that's Varley's fault. That's more like just defense. So in my opinion, I don't disagree with what you're saying, but it's really just seems like that the Islanders defense is just on a huge problem. Um, so I'm not gonna disagree with you, but I also do agree with you. But I want to go back to just like the whole thing with the stadium series for like what my point of view of it was. So yeah, I wasn't at the game. I was able to watch it on TV. Um, Watching it on TV, you started with how there were like no Islander fans there, right? And it was mainly Ranger fans. That was the first problem. Actually, you know what? No, that was the second problem. The first problem, in my opinion, was how the Rangers came in with their FDNY and NYPD hockey sweaters. Meanwhile, the Islanders, given they've arrived on Long Island police and fire trucks and police cars, obviously, um, they came on there but they were still in suits. Like that's still lose bullshit policy of looking classy like the Yankees. We're not the Yankees, all right? Like forget about that. But coming in on the police cars and the fire trucks was really cool to me, especially Long Island. The Rangers doing the sweaters was even better. That's sick. Like I don't know why we couldn't figure out something for Long Island. So that was problem number 1 that I had with the game. Problem number 2 was no Islander fans there. Why was it 70-30 Ranger fans when every Islander fan that I ever talked to leading up to this game was super excited? Yes, I'm one of them that didn't go, but I had a good reason. So I want
Yeah,
to know why
you
that
get
there
cold
were
easily.
more Ranger fans there when everybody seemed like they were going to go to the game, but that's also just a fan base. The Rangers can draw that many people. They could if this was a Ranger, I don't know, Ranger Panthers game or just any other team that's not in the metro area, the Ranger fans probably could have sold out that arena. Could have sold out that stadium themselves. Islanders fans can't do that. We probably would have sold maybe half of it. So that was problem 1-1 because this was an Islander home game. In the actual schedule, Islanders home game. So that was problem number 1. You could see it on TV. You could hear it when the goals were scored. It was clear. Problem number 3 that I have with the game: the sweaters, the jerseys that they were really like nice. I don't know why people had such a problem with them until they actually saw the full suit. Like everyone hated the jersey. The Islanders one was beautiful. I don't know what like I and the Rangers one was not that great. I didn't really like them on TV. I don't know how you liked them in person, but like on TV, they just did not look that great. And every Rangers fans could say, "Oh, they're beautiful because we won." Yeah, obviously. But like Islanders jersey, the Islanders lost, and I still like the jersey. And I said it when they came out. I liked them. So my problem was all the fans that hated it, but still bought the jersey anyway. And that was a whole different story with the Fanatics and the Adidas coming out later, and the Fanatics coming out earlier, and the lack of the jerseys, whatever. That's a different situation. And then just the bad defense and all the penalties. So my another problem I have about the defense, to circle back to what we were just talking about in the goalie and the defense, Scott Mayfield should not be taking 3 fucking penalties that game. You're taking 3 penalties, and one of them actually they pretty much scored on every single power play, but one of them cost you the game. It was a dumb. I'm not gonna say it was a bad call. It was the right call, but a dumb penalty to take that late. I get it. You're trying to poke the stick. You're trying to poke the puck off the stick of the guy coming in, but you shouldn't. You don't have to be swinging it when you're literally 5 inches away from him, where you're possibly going to trip him. And that's what he did. Take the body. All you have to do is take the body, and you knock him off the puck. But no, you take he gets over your stick. He take the tripping penalty. They tie up the game, and that game goes to overtime. Cool. Islanders got the point. Zibanejad had a 6 shot. That was an amazing play, in my opinion. I couldn't like
It was.
that was such a tight window for him to score on, so that's why I don't really blame Sorokin on that one. That was just a 6 shot. Then to finish on my rant here, really, the um the overtime goal, that was so bad. I don't know where the fuck Dobson was trying to pass that puck. I guess he was trying to pass it to Barzell, but you have Panarin, the Rangers' leading goal scorer and point scorer, right in front of you, 2 feet away from you. You're not gonna get that puck through Panarin to Barzell. What did you think was gonna happen? And then the goal, I mean, it's just a dumb, stupid rule that they let that goal count. I understand it's the rule, it's a good goal. There's nothing that can be done about it anymore. But the fact that that puck was shot, right? That's because it was a good goal. It was shot, and then the goal came off. But I felt like it hit Dobson off Sorokin. And then right when it was hitting Sorokin, the net was coming off. So and then the puck deflects into the net. I don't really understand how that's still counted as a goal. I thought it has to be the person was actually shooting the puck, and the puck was still in motion to go in the net. But whatever, you could say I don't know the fucking rules. I don't really give a shit. I feel like that's should be a thing. So I'm not saying it is the rule. I'm saying it should be a thing. So all around, this game was just awful for the Islanders. I mean, when you are outnumbered in the fans and you are literally outplaying the Rangers and you lose that game, that's not only embarrassing for you, that's embarrassing for the fans that you went up 4-1. Everyone was feeling great. And then you lose that game like that in the worst possible scenario. That has to be the most embarrassing thing for the fans, to be talking the most shit and then walk out of there with their heads down. And then you have, first off, Ranger fans are fucking absolute terrible. Like whatever, the um the no class Ranger fans, because I'm not gonna blame every single Ranger fans. I know a lot of Ranger fans that are, great people, but like the ones that have no class did not give a shit. They were calling it our Stanley Cup because we were winning 4-1, but then as soon as they won the game, they were throwing fucking beer bottles at people, hitting people in the parking lot. You Rangers fans are fucking terrible people, and I'm sorry to say it to Ranger fans, but you guys are. Like, there's no reason for, when no one's bothering you and you walk up to anybody you could see that's wearing an Islanders jersey and you're screaming in his face, "Fuck you" and shit, because you just won a game that you were calling our
That
Stanley Cup, is
that
ridiculous.
literally happened to me. Is that why you're telling that story?
Pretty much, and I've heard it. I heard many other stories though, seeing it on
Dude,
Twitter, seeing them from other friends. It's insane.
I, I was with my two uncles who are huge Ranger fans, and my cousin. the asshole that's the Islander fan. And honestly, my uncle was yelling at him the entire way to the parking lot because he made himself look like an asshole. We go to get on the fucking line to get back on the train, which, by the way, have you ever taken the train to MetLife?
Dude, I've never even been to MetLife.
Really?
Thank God, dude. Never been to a Giant
Dude,
game. I want to go
dude,
to a
the
Jet game this
train,
season.
dude, the train there? Oh, fucking fantastic. Oh, it was so easy. It
Really?
was
I might
so
have to take
fucking
that
easy.
next time then.
Oh, so fucking easy, dude. I'll go with you. We'll get there in like an hour and a half. Fucking easy.
Sounds good. We'll
Easiest thing
go.
ever.
We'll go to a Jets game.
Anyway, we're walking out, right? And there's this kid. You can tell he's all fucked up. And he's like leaning over. So he's on the other side of the train, like barricade. And he's looking at me. He's like, fuck you, you fucking loser. And I was like, bro, am I talking to you? And he's like, huh? I was like, am I talking to you? And he's like, no. So I was like, so shut your fucking mouth. He was like, oh, what are you gonna do? So like I went like this, and he was like, and then he like fucking stumbled because he was trashed, and
But this
then
is what
I
I
don't
mean,
even
though.
know.
You're
There
not
was
a
no reason.
confrontational person like that. You wouldn't go up to a Ranger fan or anybody in that matter at all. You wouldn't go up to them and start trying to fight. They're just starting fights. I get it. He's drunk, but like, still, it's just no like the like no class Ranger fans was insane,
Fucking
and
annoying.
there was just so many things that went wrong with this game. Whether it was you're an Islander fan and maybe even a Ranger fan, I don't really know how you experience the game, but all in all, the NHL, this was, from what I could tell, for both games, not just the Ranger game, the Devils and the Flyers, because I watched that the night before. But this event was the sickest event I've ever. Any of these games that they put on the Stadium Series
Yeah,
games, this was the best one by far for both
yeah,
Devils, Rangers,
a
Devils,
hundred.
Flyers, Rangers, Devils, Rangers,
Yeah,
Islanders.
I
The
agree.
Devils,
I
Rangers,
mean,
the Devils Flyers game was an amazing game, really, and well, it was a good game for the Devils. I thought they were insane. The atmosphere there was insane. That was a fully 80-20 Devils fan base. The Jonas Brothers were good. I didn't see the pregame concert, but I've heard that it was really good. But then seeing them in the second intermission, they were really good. I didn't like that they didn't sell like three sections behind the net. Did you see that? No. So behind the net, they didn't sell like three sections just because
why?
they had these pyro like shit like fire and stuff
Oh,
behind for
really?
the Jonas Brothers and stuff, I guess. But I mean you missed out on like 9,000 seats. So
Yeah, yeah, this was full. Every there was
yeah, no,
shit everywhere. Yeah,
for the Island Range game, they had the seats sold, but I don't know. I thought that was weird. But the people they had on during the broadcast and for both games they were great, very funny, whatever. Um, but just this event, I think this should be a thing every year for the Islanders and Rangers and Devils and whoever, or maybe they just switch teams of who they're playing because the way this game was good. I mean, the way this game was hosted by MetLife, shockingly, ice is better than the field at MetLife. I thought that was hilarious. But
well, yeah.
um yeah, I mean it's different,
You don't
but
have to
like
play on artificial ice, bro.
yeah, I know. But like regardless, all in all, NHL should host this event for these four teams or whatever every year because it was just well done by the NHL. I was really impressed about how well it went. I mean, you were there, so you can tell
Yeah.
your experience
You
about it.
know, the one thing I will say, so before the game, they brought out Jets and like Giants players or whatever,
Yeah, that was sick.
and the Giants repped out. They went hard. Like, how sick would it have been if the Jets like fucking ran out Rodgers and fucking Garrett Wilson and
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked that Rogers didn't wasn't there because like
that?
he's a Ranger fan now. Well, not he's not a Ranger fan, but he goes to
Well,
Ranger games. So
that would have been incredible, I think,
yeah,
because like for the Giants, I know there's a lot going on with Saquon. They didn't sign him yet, I don't think, right? Like
I don't think so.
they're
I
in
haven't
that,
seen anything about that yet.
but like Saquon was there, and fucking meathead
Tommy
Tommy,
DeVito.
I still can't stand that guy, but he was there, um, among others. But yeah, they like they flexed. Honestly, I
Yeah.
got to give it to them.
But meanwhile,
I
we
do
had
gotta.
Brees Hall and Quinton Williams.
Well, yeah, I mean, all great players. Don't get me wrong, but like the Jets equivalent of Saquon was just not there.
Yeah. No, you
Superstar, like name level, recognition level, like status level.
yeah, no, you're right. But I thought that was really cool that they brought them out, and I'm glad it was for the Islander Ranger game because it's kind of like our teams in a sense.
Yeah.
Um, but another problem I had was seeing the Tommy DeVito commercial for the Islander Ranger game, even though it was played the night before. I thought that was just so stupid. Seeing it the same thing over and over again, that was just so stupid.
Well, I guess they were just trying to drum up like viewership of it.
Yeah, I guess so. But all in
Anyway,
all, good job by the NHL. That was a very
yeah.
fun event. And you said you were surprised about how high scoring the Islander Ranger game was. I'm actually not because as soon as I saw that it was Sorokin versus Sturkin, I knew there was just gonna be some fireworks that they were gonna just put pucks in the net, and I knew Sturkin was gonna kind of probably let up some goals, and Sorokin was eventually gonna let up some goals. If they put Jonathan Quick in, like the Rangers, that game would have been like fucking 2-1 or 3-1 Rangers because Quick is having an insane year. I'm very happy for Jonathan Quick because he deserves what he's getting right now because he's one of the most famous goalies that like in our time at least. He's one of those goalies that you love to see doing well right now. And if they put him in there in that game, the Islanders absolutely would have lost that game right away. And then Sorokin obviously was going to be the number one starter. But yeah, so all in all, unless you don't have any other thoughts about it, great series. We cleared up the thing about you and your video, which honestly I was really pissed off at the game. So seeing that video just made me laugh and made me feel better. But yeah, so we cleared it up. Um, by the way, if you're gonna talk shit, don't be on private. Don't be on
Yeah.
private. That's the other thing
No,
about
listen.
the guy. Like,
Listen.
you could talk the shit all you want. We can take
It's
it, but
I didn't respond.
yeah,
I
no
said
one's
nothing
gonna
to it.
respond. We're not calling
Nothing
you out.
to
We're
it.
not calling you a bad person or anything. We just thought
Listen,
it was funny. We just
you
thought it
are
was
entitled, and listen, I think we talk very favorably about um the Rangers when we do talk about the Rangers. Just if you go back a few episodes, what did I say? What did I say about the Rangers? So the Rangers were going to win the Stanley Cup.
yeah.
So
No,
like
yeah, we
clearly,
support our Rangers.
I was just very. I put money on the Rangers to win. DraftKings, not betting advice. If you have a problem, please seek help at 1-800-GAMBLER or whatever the phone number is. But I did.
1-800 gambler.
I put a little bit of money on the Rangers to win the Stanley Cup. I just think they're that good. So I wasn't mad. I wasn't mad that the Rangers won. Let's clarify that because then you have the other guy that commented. I don't know his name, but he's like womp womp. Like no, 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 no. That's not why I'm frustrated. I wasn't complaining that the Rangers won. I feel like there's a difference. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, yeah, no, you're 100% right. There
I
is a
wasn't
difference.
complaining. I was complaining about how poorly the Islanders executed their game plan,
Yeah, like
especially at the end.
listen, we're
I
we're
was
Islander
not.
fans first. We support our team, but we're not gonna disrespect the Rangers in a way where we're posting a video about how we hated that the Rangers won. We're not
Yeah,
doing
that did
that.
not.
We're
That
showing
was not it
yeah,
at all.
we're showing our frustrations as Islander fans for the team that we're supporting. That's all. That's all that's going on here. We show support for the Rangers. Bryan has a future bet on them to win the cup. I keep saying that they're going to win the division. You know, we're not against the Rangers here. That's all. That's all we're saying. We might not talk as much about them, but they're just what is there to talk about though? They're just so good. There's nothing I can't really say.
Listen,
They're on a 9-game win streak as of today, day of recording. Like what else do you need to say about them? There's nothing to complain about them. There's nothing for us to rant about them. They're just a fucking good team.
hey,
Shout
look,
out to them, I guess, if you want that.
yeah. Hey, look, I'll prove it. Let me see if we can. So I put $5 to win 30 because I'm broke. So $5 to win 30 for the Rangers to win the East Conference, and $10 to pay 110 for them to win the Cup. I have it. Here
Yeah,
it is.
check out our YouTube. He's showing it right now.
I
But
have it.
we don't unit shame here. No one ever unit shames here. So if you're gonna comment about our units, leave it to
Yeah,
yourself. We don't
just
care.
wait until baseball season and also not. I know we got to move on here before we wrap everything up, but I also was the first one to admit that I don't know, obviously, as much about this as you do. And so this is just as much of a learning process for me as it is for you to just kind of have a good time and shoot the shit on it. So don't shit on me for not fucking knowing the lingo. I've made it very clear that I'm working on this. Don't be a dick to me. Fucking work with me here, motherfucker. Especially
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I'm not even talking shit about your team. I'm just learning. I'm just here to have a good time. So
yeah.
with
We're
that,
we're here
unless
for good
you
laughs. We're
know,
here to make you laugh if we can. If not, then go. I don't know. Do whatever the hell you please. Um, but yeah, all right. So I think that's good in the stadium talk. Um, I
yes
want to
sir.
mention the Nets because they fired their head coach, Jacques Vaughn, and their interim coach is I'm blanking on the name already, but it's one of their assistant coaches. Um, I saw a couple things saying it's good and the bad. You know, Jacques Vaughn, he was a pretty good coach, I would say. Um, just the problem was that it's just the team he has, and they're struggling. And I saw a comment by Stephen um, Stephen A. Smith on ESPN, and saying that Ben Simmons is just getting a check and walking away and stuff, and like barely has played. And honestly, he's right. And that's not the coach's fault, but it just had to be done. You need to get a new voice in there. And I don't think the Nets will turn it around this season. I think they're gonna look to focus on next season. But for now, that's really it for the Nets news I have. I haven't. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really been paying attention to the Nets, but we
No.
have our Knicks though. The Knicks are still killing it. They're fourth in the Eastern right now. Um, ever since that trade, they've been just fucking good, man. They're doing good. So as long as they keep it up, I could see them maybe making a run for the top of the East. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, just wanted to mention that the Nets fired their coach. I like it. I think it's good. I always think getting a new voice in there is good. So we'll see how it goes from there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. So
Cool.
I what else you got for me, bro? What else you got?
All right. Well, we're entering now. Do you see the thing today about the pants, the baseball pants?
Oh, that
How
they're like see through.
they're like see through. Like
Yeah.
number one, those jerseys are terrible.
Yeah.
They're
Oh
bad.
no, those jerseys came out awful. Are
They're
you fucking
ass.
kidding me? They're
They're
so
they're
bad.
they're garbage. I'm not buying a jersey this year at all.
No,
I
I'm not.
was thinking about it. I was like, damn, whose jersey could I buy? Nah.
Honestly though, if the City Connect one is sick, I'll get that.
Yes, yes. There were a couple of. Did you see the Mets spring training hat too?
No, I didn't.
Garbage. Anyway,
Really.
yeah, no, no good. No,
What about the
no, no.
Yankees? Did you see the Yankees one?
I did not see the Yankees one.
Okay, I didn't either. I didn't know if you had it.
I mean, the Yankees, they're
It's probably
like,
simple, right?
yeah, but that's why I like it, I think,
Mm.
because you're not getting anything that's. I feel like the Mets are just like, they try to be,
Creative.
yeah, I was gonna say they try to like resonate with like the the younger, I guess not younger generation of fan, but like I don't know, like
Yeah, like
they
the
try
new
to
fans, the up and coming fans,
yeah, it's just
trendy
no.
fans.
No, yeah, 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 no.
Yeah.
The Yankees are just like, "Yep, this is what we
Yeah.
got. The same shit as last year. Here you go."
Oh wait, I just want to interrupt you just 1 second because I just did this and it reminded me of the Devils Bastion when he scored and did this was the sickest fucking thing I've ever seen as a celly in my life. I love that. But continue with the Mets. I'm sorry. I just had to mention that.
No, I don't really think I have. I'm just looking actually at the Yankees spring training hat. Yeah, I mean, kind of exactly what I would anticipate. Two came up. I don't know which one is actually legit or not, but they're not bad. I mean,
Yeah,
this one is a
they're
regular hat.
simple.
This one's there. I mean, I like it.
It's
I
pretty
like it.
simple.
Yeah. So
But
let's
those
talk.
jerseys are so bad. I couldn't believe them. The fucking
Yeah, no
whatever this
good,
is. What do you call it? The arch, whatever.
no
So
good,
stupid. Like I
no
don't
good,
even know. Fanatics is just ruining the game. As much as I'll buy a Fanatics jersey for myself, but for it to be on players, that's just so
no good.
dumb.
I won't buy one for myself either. The
Is
font
it?
is weird.
Let me ask you: is it Fanatics and Nike? Like, are they both together?
So I actually saw something on this before. So I think it might have been John Boy Media. So shout out to them potentially. But so apparently Nike designed the jerseys and Fanatics manufactured the jerseys.
Okay, I figured that.
So I guess technically it's a partnership, but then you got like the owner of Fanatics who came out and he was like, "Well, it's not us because it's Nike's idea." Like, bro, they're your pants.
They're your
Like, did you
pants. They're
see?
your letters. You can make them bigger. Like,
So I don't want to, I believe it was. So there's a player on the Giants, Casey Schmidt. I don't know if you've seen it, the picture.
no.
All
I
right,
don't know.
so if you don't know what we're talking about and you're like, what the fuck are these two morons going over right now? If you like, I guess either like YouTube or Instagram or like TikTok or Twitter or whatever, because it's trending, Casey Schmidt pants, you'll understand what we're talking about. Well, what I'm talking about, Matt. I mean, you should probably look it up, honestly.
No,
That's how.
it's the see-through pants.
Yeah, but it's him sitting.
Oh God, no,
Yeah,
I
it's
did not
everything.
see that.
You got a full imprint. Like it's like, what are you doing?
I
And
mean,
not
this.
him. I'm not mad at him, obviously.
Yeah,
I think
no,
that's
and it's
really
not
cool,
him.
but like it's terrible. And there are multiple instances of this.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
terrible.
there's no reason for a man's baseball pants to be see-through, especially when it's gonna be out on the field in the sun and everyone's gonna see it. And if the game
Yeah,
is on national TV, then the entire country's gonna see it.
yeah, no good,
It's not.
no
It's
good.
This is not a good look for Nike, in my opinion. Like you have Fanatics making these bullshit jerseys and pants, and Nike's like one of the top like companies in this country, and they're like,
No
"What the
good.
fuck?"
Yeah, no good,
Yeah, not
no good.
good. A thing I
Um,
saw the other day, actually, I saw it today, but it happened a couple days ago. That Daniel Vogelback signed with the Blue Jays. Is
yeah,
there legitimacy to this?
yeah. It was a minor league deal, so he's going to be headed up there north of the airport there. Good
Well,
for him. I mean, listen,
I'm
like
happy for
I
him.
just, yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know. I could have
I'm
gotten
happy for
paid.
him, but I don't really give a shit that he's not on the Mets anymore. I
No,
wasn't a big
no,
fan of him at all.
detrimental. Yeah.
I was on and off
So,
with him.
so I heard a report. I guess it was a while back that Showalter didn't want to play him, but the front office was like, "You've seen the movie Moneyball, where they're talking about like Carlos Pena and
Yeah,
Billy
yeah,
Bean's
yeah,
like, nah, we're gonna, you got to start Hatterberg because that's how we designed the team to be. And if you don't do it,
yeah.
I'm just gonna trade him. And then you trade him. So apparently Showalter was like, yo, like this ain't working. Like we can't play this guy. Like the lights on, but nobody's home. Like what are we doing here? And the front office was like, no, you need to play him because that's what we got him to do. And like, do what? What are you doing? I watched more fastballs right down the middle to Vogelbach. Like I could have gotten paid to do that and had the same result.
Yeah. No,
Like this,
they need to work on like a see a pitch type of thing, where like watch where the pitch goes and they just don't swing her and they just see where it's going, like
yeah,
not in a cheating way, just like watching film. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. Good for him. Glad he's not, you know, not. I'm glad
not on
he's
the
not,
Mets.
not. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, let's stick with the Mets here.
Well, it's spring training. Spring
Yeah,
training starts this week. The Dodgers played the Padres already, so the Mets are
yeah,
starting.
yep, they are. They definitely are. So the one thing I was not curious about, I guess, but there's a lot of big free agents left. On the board, two pitchers, two hitters. How sick would Bellinger be here in New York?
It would be interesting. I would love if he came here, but it's like how would he play under the pressure? I feel like we ask that about every single player that comes to New York. How would he play under the New York pressure?
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, he did it in LA. He did it in Chicago. Obviously, I know he struggled a little bit in
And
LA.
that's like the two other big markets.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering if you give him like a 2-year deal with like an option for like make it really unique. You give him a lot of money, 40, 45 million a year, a 2-year deal, 90 million with like an opt-in for another like 3 years and 110 million or some, wacky thing
Yeah.
just to see kind of how he performs. I'm seeing even like you saw the Yankees still have that offer out to Blake Snell.
Yeah, I was kinda weirded out
So
by
like
that. Why do you still have an offer out for him?
they still have the offer out on him. Boris
It's like a
isn't
bounty.
but yeah, he's not but like they're not budging off of that. And then I thought to myself, could you imagine? Like you remember this from a couple of weeks ago. Could you imagine the Mets offered Blake Snell 150 over 6? That would be horrible.
Yeah.
Like if I'm a Yankee fan, I'm like, "Bro, what are you doing?
Well, I
Why?"
don't think Yankee
No.
fans care. They probably just want the pitcher.
Yeah, but no. No,
Well,
no,
alright, well,
no.
let me ask you this. Now that not breaking news, it's kinda news yesterday, but Kodai
Yeah.
Senga is on the IL now, and he's probably gonna be out till after opening day. Now do the
Yeah.
Mets offer Blake Snell something small? I know he wants money, but would they offer him something where they can bring him in to cover for Kodai for now?
But I don't know if because keep in mind though, right? Snell has been so inconsistent.
Yeah, that's we
So
talked about that on
he's
the last
banking
podcast.
on I would assume that Scott Boris isn't like a dumb guy, obviously. So
Mhm.
I could see Scott Boris thinking to himself like, "Fuck, I need to get as many years as I possibly can for this guy because if he goes short term, there's a very good chance that he has 3 very mediocre years. And
Yeah.
then what?" You know? Like he turns around and listen, like a 4 ERA is respectable. Like you're getting the job done. Like yeah, you might be giving up double the amount of runs that say Garrett Cole gives up, but you're not getting paid Garrett Cole money to do it.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna pay like a Scherzer or like a Verlander or Garrett Cole or a Kershaw or whatever, then like you kind of gotta be putting out those kind of numbers. And Blake Snell just doesn't do it year over year. I don't pay him. I wouldn't pay him 30 million a year or 25 million a year or whatever it equates out to. I would be like, listen, bro, like I'll give you. I would okay. So if I'm the Mets, I would say, listen, I will give you 50 million over 2 years. So that's 25 million a year. I know I kind of just whatever, but I really wouldn't go much more than that. I wouldn't trust him.
Yeah.
You,
No, like
you,
I think that's a good contract for Blake Snell if it's coming from the Mets, you know?
well, yeah, but like for the Yankees, I mean, like think about it this way: if I mean, we don't know what their inner workings are, but like you just traded 4 of your pitching prospects or 4 pitchers from your organization to get um, Soto, who is a free agent after the year. Do you really want to pony up 25 plus million on Blake Snell when you're going to have to, or when you could potentially give that plus some to Juan Soto? Like, I would say no. I'd rather Soto.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I would rather Soto too. But we said last week or last I said last week a bunch of times. This wasn't last week. On the last podcast, we said that the Mets or your take was the Mets and the Yankees should not divulge Blake Snell at all, right? However, I feel like now that Kodai Sang is down, the only team in New York that should be trying to push for Snell probably should be the Mets, and here's why: the Yankees are expecting a big year from Nestor, right? He's throwing really good so far in the first couple days or weeks, whatever, from spring training. Now um, with the Mets trying to get back with Kodai Senga, like, just get something back in the rotation for at least the for the opening week and maybe even the month. We don't know what this injury for Kodai Senga is. I know it's a strain, but like we don't know how long he might, he could get worse or he could get better right away. Who knows? I think you might need to think about pursuing Blake Snell. And just like what you said though, like a 2-year 50 million contract. Because he's waiting, you know, I mean, I get it. Spring training is just starting, but you want that guy to be throwing, 3 innings for the next 4, 5 spring training games. Would you say that's fair? Like you need that guy throwing, and we don't even know if he's been throwing on his own. So I don't know.
Snell, yeah,
I think they should
yeah,
probably look into getting Snell. I know Cohen just said today that it's very important that we keep Alonso as well. Obviously
yeah,
we agree
yeah.
that you need to get him on the books like ASAP. But you also need to keep in mind that our pitching right now is not as top tier as people think. But happy to see Diaz again.
Yeah, he looked filthy versus he uh he had his live AB session versus Alonso. Alonso looked like he was lost.
Of course.
Um but I would like the Mets. I think that there are a couple of guys that I would say, you know what? Like I would like okay, let me present to you, I guess, an A, B, and a C option. And I'm not gonna name Snell. So my A option, I think like I like Jordan Montgomery a lot.
Yeah, you've been
I think
advocating for him.
like 3 years, like 27.5 a year wouldn't be a bad thing. I don't think. I don't think he's pitched in New York before. Or okay, then my B level, I think just as like a guy that's going to eat up a bunch of innings and like a veteran, experienced dude. You remember Michael Lorenzen?
Yeah, I feel like I remember the name.
So he used to pitch for he pitched for the Reds, and like dude used to hit like fucking crazy homers, like to the point where they would play him in the outfield to like get him at bats. And then
Okay.
like he pitched for like the Angels and the Phillies and threw a no hitter as a Philly last year and like whatever else, right?
Yeah.
So, bro, why? Oh, Amy's texting me. I don't know, dude. Be nice because people listen to this. And then
Say anything.
um, you looked,
I just looked up.
you looked. So, um, um, fuck, I'm so distracted, dude.
Lorenzo, you liked him. They put him in the outfield.
Anyway, sorry. I told her to text her cousin. I don't know why she's bothering me. Anyway, so okay, Montgomery Lorenzen is like a 1 year, $10 million guy. So like what you know what they say? There's no such thing as a bad 1 year deal because they're just off the books after 1 year. Fuck, I'd give Blake Snell 1 year, 50 million. What's
Yeah,
the worst thing that could
absolutely.
happen? You blow fucking 50 million? That's fine. Not my money. All right, third option. Now this is going to be a little bit of a wild card. Are you ready for this one?
I'm listening.
Noah Syndergaard. Dude was horrible last year.
I wanted to stay quiet. I just wanted that to resonate through this podcast.
The dude was horrible last year.
Yeah, he
But
was fucking awful.
but but
Okay.
you bring
But
him back. You need a starting pitcher. You need another guy. Fuck it. Let's do it. Or all right. So those are free agents. But we're talking depth options here, obviously, right? So
yeah,
there's one other depth piece that I think could potentially be available that could potentially work. Potentially.
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 I was gonna say I was gonna say potentially potentiable, but potentiable is not a word. What if you trade for Steven Matz? Another dude that
You
was
want these fucking Mets guys back, man.
no, they were bad. They were
So then
terrible
why are they your picks right
because
now?
because the Mets don't have a rotation.
Yeah, but then you're trying to get the 2015 rotation. You might as well get Matt
No,
Harvey on the line right now.
I would get Matt Harvey on the line. I asked Mike
No,
Faff.
he's probably
I
fucking in a ditch somewhere
I
right now.
I asked Mike Faff, the GM, the president of the Long Island Ducks, multiple times for Matt Harvey. multiple times. We need to get Faf on this podcast. He will tell you I hit him up so many fucking times from Matt Harvey. So many times. You remember when the Angels cut Albert Pujols?
Yeah.
I made Dennis call Mike Pfaff and be like, "Yo, Brian wants Albert Pujols on the Ducks," and he was like, "Is Brian high? Like, there's no way." Like, he was like, "Bro, this kid must be drinking or some shit. Like, there's no how the fuck am I gonna?" Doesn't
You
matter.
probably are.
Anyway, not high. I drink though. Drugs scare me. Don't do drugs. Anyway, I listen. I think so. Senga's gone, right? Say Senga's gone for the first month. So to open the year in your rotation, you've had Quintana. I don't even
Yeah.
know the rest of the guys. That Adrian Hauser, right? Sean Manea, Severino, and who? McGill?
Yeah. Essentially,
Fucking Sean Reed Foley?
you would have
Come
had
on.
Senga, but obviously he's hurt.
Yeah. So why not just or unless the Dodgers see maybe the Dodgers just want to like get super crazy and trade for Senga to go with Otani and Yamamoto. And then we'll just take back Bobby Miller and Walker Bueller and Evan Phillips and Will Smith and Freddie Freeman. Just for 5 for 1.
Super unrealistic, but I don't even think the Mets are stupid enough to trade Senga right now,
No, no, they need
especially
Senga.
when they have no aces. Not calling
They
Senga an
don't,
ace, but
they
like,
don't. If you ask my boss at work, if you go up to him and you go, "Hey, Mike, tell me about the Mets rotation," he'll be like, "All right, the Mets have 1, 2, and 4 5s right now.
yeah,
Why not add another depth piece to this team?" And I know, listen, I know Max wasn't very good. I understand the fact that Syndergaard has struggled, but just add another piece. Fuck it. It's I want a 1 year deal or a 2 year deal.
I think baseball fan or like Mets baseball fans would not like Syndergaard back, but I think Mets fans, yes, there's a difference. Mets fans would love Syndergaard back because of just who he is. But honestly, I think you throw Montgomery in that third slot right there. Why the fuck not? Give him
He'd
one
be
year.
perfect. He'd be perfect.
Yeah, like he can still pitch. I think it'd be like what you said with the Moneyball situation.
Yeah, I mean,
So
just do something.
yeah, well, we'll
Anyway,
see what they do. Um, Mets and the Yankees starting spring training with pitchers and catchers, and other players,
should
whatever. We won't won't be talking about them until something
yeah.
happens.
Should
Um,
we sorry, not to cut you off. Should we like make a prediction here? Like should we we'll save that for next time. We'll think about
We'll
it.
save that for when the season gets closer to the start. We'll see how they do in like teams do in spring training and stuff, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we can wait on the predictions.
I really hope
We didn't get
Alonso
to,
gets that
yeah, we
extension
hope,
though.
yeah. Well, we didn't really get to talk about it a lot on any time recently, but congratulations to the Chiefs for winning the Super Bowl. I don't know how many people loved that or hated it, but congratulations to them. It was a great season all around for the NFL. A lot of exciting moments. Congratulations to the Jets and Garrett Wilson. Got catch of the year. That was really nice. Um,
Yeah. Woo,
Also,
woo.
fuck the Riptide because
Fuck
they
them.
are they are
Leaving.
leaving Nassau Coliseum to go to Ottawa.
Damn.
They already have an Instagram account for Ottawa, which I thought was super stupid.
I
How do
mean,
you
yeah.
have an Instagram account for the Ottawa team when your team is still like rushing for the playoffs? The fact that that got leaked and they released a statement about it before they're making a run for the playoffs right now might be the dumbest move they could have ever made because now no one gives a shit. People are gonna be like, all right, let's either all right. I'm not gonna say they don't give a shit. I'm gonna say either people will care enough that they want to go see the Riptide in their final days, or they're gonna be like, "What the hell is the point? They're not gonna be here anyway." And
Yeah.
so the reason why they're leaving is because they could not draw enough people to their games. I'm sorry, I'm just going on a rant about this for a team that's not really
So you
a
picked
major league sport,
Ottawa?
but I want to just talk about this because as a person that lives on Long Island, kind of want to talk about this. So, and I also like the Riptide, but the fact that they said that they didn't draw enough. They didn't say it in their official statement, but we all know what it is. That they didn't draw enough fans to the crowd. I mean, to the stadium. How about you build a team? I get it. You have Jeff Teat and a bunch of other people that are good enough, but like, how do you not build a team that is actually good enough to win games? You went 3 4 years, whatever the hell amount it was, with like getting 1 or 2 games, 2 or 3 like 3 wins in your seasons, and then all of a sudden, finally in the final season of your time here, you're finally winning games to make a playoff rush, and then you're leaving. That's on the front office not getting players to win to win games. That's terrible. It's like any sport. If a team's not winning games, you're not going to draw crowds. That happens. So the fact that they're just abandoning it, they just signed a 5 year lease, by the way. So I guess that's just terminated. But um, the fact that they're leaving to go to another stadium shows just how bad that the Coliseum is at keeping things there. So today they announced that the Sands does not have a valid lease to operate the Coliseum and the area around it. That happened like probably 2 or 3 hours ago. That was announced like by judge ruled that today. So I went on a rant earlier before, and not on this podcast, off camera, that it is so dumb that we are okay with letting that Coliseum sit and have nothing besides 2 or 3, sometimes even one big events in every 8 to 10 months. That is ridiculous. That this small 13,000 seat arena, they don't want to put anything there, but they want to leave this arena empty with the lights on and everything running around it. You know, it's just stupid to me. Like, I don't get me wrong, I love the Coliseum. I basically grew up there as an Islander fan. I love the memories I have there. But if nothing's gonna go there, then I would prefer to have something else there. You know, given or even just use the Coliseum in a different surrounding area. Make it into a smaller, even smaller for like concerts or something or like an outdoor stadium or something. But
I just
like,
don't know if the Coliseum would pull though. If it was like a concert arena, right? I don't know if it would pull as much as like a Jones Beach would, or
yeah, no, I don't think so either. That because it's not on the water or
just
anything. It's in the smack middle of Hempstead, Uniondale, and Garden City. So it's not.
and
It at
East
this point,
Meadow
it's just
and East
so
Meadow.
pointless.
Don't forget East Meadow,
Yeah, any
right there.
smell, whatever. And it's just so to me, just having that place sit there right now is just so I get it. The Nets are there, but I'm not counting those small events like that. I'm talking about when AEW comes to town or WWE or fucking Michael Bolton. I don't give a shit who. Like,
You want to hear a? I
it's
got a
so
good story.
dumb.
I got a good story about that. Ready?
Sure.
So when I was in eighth grade, so my all right. So when I lived in Queens with my dad, right? Our neighbors, like we were cool with them, like they were cool with us or whatever, right? So my brother Jaden and their kid Joe, like yeah, like we were all friends or whatever, but like they were in the same grade. They were always I'm like fucking becoming unbuttoned here. They were like in the same grade and they were always in the same class and shit. Like they were tight, right? And they loved WWE. So I remember the one time my dad was like, "Yo, I got us tickets to go to like Monday Night Raw," and I was like, "That's gonna suck." Like that. Why am I going to this? Like, no, no, don't. I want to stay home. Like, I would rather just like stay home. And he was like, "No, no, no. We're gonna go. You're gonna have a great time or whatever. It's gonna be great, right?" So we're in the Coliseum, all the way up, like pretty much the highest possible point that you could go, right? And I remember they had like the first part of it. So it's like they like a bunch of like up and coming wrestlers will wrestle before like it goes on TV live.
Yeah, pre-matches or whatever it's called, dark
Yeah. So
matches.
I watched about 30 seconds of the first one and I didn't wake up. I passed out right in the seat. I didn't wake up until like the very end. And of course, like it was Stone Cold. He like came out on his ATV, smashing Coors Lights across his skull and shit. And like I like that. That was whatever. But I literally fell asleep in the Coliseum all the way up during Monday Night Raw.
Well, that's
So
kind of what happens. I mean, it. it happens, and yeah, so the Coliseum's just gonna sit there again until they bring the Bridgeport Islanders there, and I'm not gonna go on a rant with that right now. I don't really feel like it, but once again, Coliseum's just gonna sit there, lights on, nothing going on, just because Hofstra sued and stuff. So we're okay with this old building from 1972 just sitting there.
Just knock it down.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, but that's the thing. What else are you gonna build there besides like a casino? I mean, you could just build apartment complexes, but do the surrounding areas want another apartment complex?
Well,
it's the area.
you can't even put like a mall or like an
No.
outlet there. Like a
Yeah.
Tanger outlet would do
Mhm.
terribly there because why would I go then I can just go to Roosevelt Field.
Yeah,
I
it's
get it. It's like different stuff and whatever, but I thought my thing, right, is if you partner with like the Marriott and then you bring in other like big name like companies in on it, you could probably build a massive hotel that connects to the Coliseum and then you can connect it out like the other side, like make like one like walkway or like one pathway and out the other side and do like a giant like casino and like restaurants and bars and like you went to Hofstra, wouldn't you have liked to have some place? And I know like Hempstead Turnpike kind of has like some shit over there, but like if you guys could like have a place where you can go and like actually like hang out and like have like a big like food selection and shit, like especially right being right there. Like I would think that would be beneficial.
yeah. I mean, anything having the Islanders there was great when I was in college, but like now I'm obviously not in college, but I for the students that are there now to have something there that's fun and exciting to do would be sick for them. I was talking about it off camera, and it was like, what could they put there? You can't put a mall, right?
No.
That's not going to work. You can't put a park because Eisenhower Park's right there. My idea was
Yeah.
putting like Central Park, like a Central Park type of thing, but for Long Island right there. But it wouldn't work because you have Eisenhower Park right there.
Yeah, and they have
Um,
everything in there already.
yeah, exactly. You can't put a golf course there because they also have a golf
Ooh,
course.
Top Golf.
You can't put Topgolf. You already have one on Long Island, out in Holtzville. They're not going to do
So
two
put
on one.
another one. Why?
They're not. It won't draw.
Why? They
Because
don't draw.
you would have half of the island going to one area and the other half going to one. It's not going to work. It wouldn't be able to sustain anything.
Then I could just go to the one out east and not have to worry about seeing people that I know.
You can still see people out in one Suffolk if it has reservations.
Not if I'm wearing a mustache. They won't know it's me.
Anyway, anyway, you can't. There's only so much you can do, and honestly, I think it's so stupid, but it's the only thing that I could think of that might very slim might build a stadium for the New York Jets and put them there.
Never. It won't be
It
big
would
enough.
it would never happen. It would never happen. It's not an
Although,
actual thing happen.
you
But
know
how
what?
cool would that be?
You know what they could do though. So I was talking to Dennis, and he was saying that early on in the Atlantic League, probably like 4 or 5 years in, there were talks of putting a team in Nassau County and basing them out of Mitchell Field. That would be sick. You put like a little stadium there and you develop the area around that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, at that point, why not build a bigger stadium for the Ducks and just move them there?
Because the Ducks are, they're Suffolk County's thing. Like it'd be cool to like have another team. But
Okay,
I get what you're saying now.
that's fair. It's like
I
Suffolk
mean, the
County's
Ducks.
thing. Like
There's enough room to like expand on that place.
where, like at Duck Stadium right now.
Yeah, I mean, if not, they could definitely find something locally. But that's all taxpayer funded, and like, there has to be some sort of benefit. So like, offhand, I don't have a plan. But if
Yeah.
I had a plan, I would tell you what the plan is.
Well, I mean, it's just my opinion that all these Islander fans will say, bring the Bridgeport Islanders to Nassau Coliseum and let them play hockey there because Islander fans would come out and play. I mean, play. They would come
Watch.
out and watch. You're lying. No, you
Oh
wouldn't.
no.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We could barely even make. We could play about going to UBS and stuff, but like, oh, we'll go to Coliseum because the AHL team's playing there. No, you would be like, all right, we'll go to tonight game, and that would be like the
They could.
first game, right? How about fucking 7 Saturdays from now, from opening day, opening night, whatever you want to call it? It's middle season. Nobody's going to a game on a Saturday night to a Bridgeport Islander game. I'm sorry, it doesn't
I
happen. It doesn't
wanted
even
to
happen in
go.
Bridgeport.
I wanted to go to a Bridgeport game, but you were like, "Oh, why do you want to go to a Bridgeport game? It's
Okay,
terrible."
okay, we could go to a Bridgeport game, but when's the next time you go to the next game? Even if it was on Long Island, would you say you want to go to a Bridgeport Island game on a Thursday, but then hey, they have a game
I
on Saturday? Would you go to that Saturday game, but you already went to the one on Thursday?
I so
You can't even say yes to that because you know I'm
listen.
right.
I I always welcome the chance to go back to Connecticut. So Casey went to Sacred Heart,
Yeah,
and like I remember, and this might be a little love story ish, however you want to phrase it, but I remember. So every time I would go there, I would be like, I fucking hate Connecticut. Fucking hate it. Fucking hate it. And I would drive there and I would sit on 95 in fucking hours worth of traffic.
I know that.
And
I know
I'd
the
get
deal.
there and I'd be like, fuck this place. I want to go home. But then I'd go home alone. And I was always like, fuck, I want to stay in Connecticut. And I was always sad as fuck, right? But now I love going to Connecticut because I bring my girl out of Connecticut with me.
That's so
But
cute,
you know what? Oh, I know what they could put in the
Casey. If you're
Coliseum.
listening, that was adorable. You need to hear that.
I I know what that's something you got to tell Cameron to tell her because there's no way in fuck she's actually gonna listen to that. But anyway, I know what I would put in the Coliseum. I know what I would put there.
What?
You're gonna make fun of me, but I know
A
what I'd put
box
there.
lacrosse team?
Nope, a fucking Bass Pro Shop.
I'm not
I
gonna make
love,
fun of you. I'm not gonna make fun of you because I
oh,
100% agree. I would love that.
I
I'm not even a
love that,
fisherman, but I would
dude.
love that.
Dude, the one in Memphis, that was the best part of Memphis.
Yeah.
The best part, hands down. Sorry, Ron. Sorry. Like it was great seeing you, but like Bass Pro Shop, way better than fucking
No, like
yeah.
I'm not.
Oh my
I'm
god,
not.
dude.
I'm not a fishing dude, but like
Oh
I,
my god,
anytime I go
dude.
to the area
The
bass pro
one,
shops, it's sick.
the one in Memphis, and I know we got to wrap it up here, but the one in Memphis used to be the arena for the
Yeah.
Grizzlies,
No,
right?
I know the
So it was a
story. Yeah.
giant pyramid.
Yeah.
So I walk in, right, and Casey's mom goes. So Chris is like, "Oh, look, like they sell fudge here." And I go, "Holy shit." I'm like, "Oh, hang on. I got to talk like I'm from Memphis." So, in front of all the people in Bass Pro Shop, Chris is like, "Oh, wow. They sell fudge here." And I'm like, "Holy shit. They got alligators. I just made some fudge." Dude, I almost
Krista
shit my
does not
pants.
deserve that.
Dude, I almost shit my pants, dude. I literally, I've listen. I love my mother-in-law. I really do. But in 7 years, I've never ever seen her laugh that hard at something I said. It was just the delivery. Like, dude, you get down there and you get off the plane, and it's just like Christ Almighty.
I don't really know
It's
if
like
it's
we
the
just.
countryside.
Oh my god, dude! It's not even the fucking countryside. It's like not a
It's
great neighborhood. Like,
Tennessee. The only
yeah,
Tennessee.
yeah, yeah. But like, no, like it's
Is
like
Memphis in
I don't.
Tennessee? Am I stupid?
Yeah, it
Okay.
is. It
All
is.
right. Good.
It's on the so like that Bass
That's the
Pro
joke.
Shop is on the river, and on the other side of the river is fucking Mississippi.
Yeah.
So just when you think it can't get worse, it gets worse. Oh no, not Mississippi. I apologize. It's Arkansas. It's Arkansas. South is Mississippi. So like when we were there, I said to Dennis, I'm like, dude, can we just do a big lap so I can hit all three of these states at once and I don't have to come back?
We were totally off the rails. This is not a sports podcast right now. All right. So, moral of the story: for the Bass Pro Shops or the Jets' new football stadium at the Coliseum site. There's your takes. Oh man. All right. Well, so I think we might have to have a podcast before the NHL. Well, I don't think we will actually. The NHL trade deadline. So we'll see. All right. So I guess we can just do something quickly. I think the Islanders are going to be probably a little bit of both buyers and sellers. I think they might have some people they want to move. Um, but they also probably have people they want to bring in. I think Lou might want to go fully in with with the trade deadline and try to go for maybe a playoff run this season because they are only with those fucking 14 overtime losses. They are only 4 points out of a wild card as of today. So I think he might still feel like they can somehow get in. So I think you're going to see a little bit of movement with the Islanders. Or they'll just be like, we're going to stay pat. Yeah, fuck you. Don't stand pat. Do something. The Rangers don't think they're really going to make any moves. I mean, unless they want to try to fill like that Blake Wheeler spot again. But I don't really think they have to. I think they're playing good. You're on a 9-game win streak. I don't think you have to do anything right now. So stand pat, Rangers. But we'll see. The Rangers can
Yeah,
surprise you.
I mean, the Rangers could just fucking go crazy and do something. How much is too much? Can I just ask that? Is this like MLB where like, all right, like this is fucking too much? You know what I'm saying? Like how much? How much is too much?
Um, I
Like,
mean,
I mean, like talent wise, like is there ever a point where it's just like, all right, we physically cannot upgrade this
yeah.
roster?
Well, they have the salary cap, so you have to pay these players in their contracts. So once you hit this, you can't go over the salary cap.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
MLB doesn't
So
have that.
yeah, no, MLB you can pay the players as much as you want. So yeah, so there is a point where it gets like it's too much. But so basically, we'll see what happens with the Islanders and Rangers. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for us today. Trying to think if there was anything else. I thought I saw something today that I wanted to talk about, but I think we talked about it. Um, did you get your jersey? I saw you. You know, you said you were gonna get the Stadium Series one. Yeah.
I didn't. Jack did.
Oh right, yeah. Your
Jack.
brother-in-law.
Yeah, Jack got it. Thank you, Connor. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Shout out to Isles Lab. You guys suck.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
except Connor and all right, there are a couple of names now. I gotta So Connor, Cisco, that's my boy. Matt, um, we got fuck, Josh, that's my boy. Anybody, if you ever go to the Isles Lab and you walk right in, the dude always by the door looking fly as fuck. That's Josh. Dap him up. Tell him that Bryan sent you. He's not gonna give you anything, but just tell him Bryan sent you. Victoria at the counter always comes through for me in a big way, and Emma, who's new to the list. Hi, Emma. All right, that's pretty much it. You good?
I'm good if you're good.
I'm good. Thank you for listening to my Memphis rant. I appreciate it.
All right, make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram to see more. We're going to try to do those emergency pod things, I guess. Where we just update ourselves like that. So make sure to follow us. We Talkin NY, just like that on all our platforms. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Brian, you want to sign us off with a quote?
Oh, you know what? You know what I was thinking too, real quick. I have some pics from the Stadium series. If you want them, maybe we could upload them to the Instagram page for those who weren't there.
Yeah, man. Honestly, if you
Bro,
want to either send them to me or you want to make a video of your own, and you can send it, and we'll
yeah, I
post it.
don't know how to fucking do that. That's a you thing.
All
From
right.
the
Well,
from the photogenic collection of Bryan. I'll see what we got going on.
all right.
Go
Well,
from there.
it's time to sign off. What you got for us?
What's what's the Blues Clues song? Now it's time for so long. But we're gonna sing just one more song. Thanks for doing your part. You sure are smart. With me and you and Matt, you can do anything that you want to do.